What are your thoughts about the absence of the One Bermuda Alliance members?
Well, my thoughts are, there are two members, MP Glenn Smith and MP Jeff Souza, who had indicated at our meeting last week that they would not be able to attend this week's meeting. However, there was no such indication from the other two members, and there was actually discussion that they wanted to meet in private session today to look to rescind the summons which had been issued. Of course, that is not something that is in order. It's not in order for the plain and simple reason that once something has been issued, you cannot then go back on something. It's outside of the rules of the House. It's outside of various standing orders. So that is not something that was going to be entertained. And for whatever reason, the members who had indicated that they were going to be here are not here at this time.
Are you disappointed?
I'm disappointed, yes, only because of how important this situation is. Regardless of how we personally feel towards the airport, whereas some people may be in support of it, some people may be in opposition to it, the biggest challenge that we all have is the fact that the Public Accounts Committee is here to exercise oversight. That is our job and that is our responsibility, and we're supposed to do it in a nonpartisan fashion. We do not have a place to put an opinion as to whether or not we believe the airport project is a good project or not. That is the responsibility of the elected government. Our responsibility as the Public Accounts Committee is to ensure that the rules are being followed and to ensure that value for money comes from the project. What we know from the Airport Development Agreement thus far is that money is being spent. The contract was signed way back in August. We understand that things are proceeding, consultants have been hired, and the taxpayer is increasingly on the hook. What we do not know is to what extent the taxpayers are on the hook, to what extent are the commitments that the government signed on August, and that is what we have to know as the only oversight committee of Parliament. And I think it's very important that the Bermudian people understand that if a Public Accounts Committee operates properly, we do not have to have governments talking about spending $500,000 on commissions of inquiry to look into things that happened 6 years ago. If we're going to exercise our oversight capacity properly, we have to do it for things which are currently going on. We have to do it for things before they come to the point of no return. Once you sign away your airport for 30 years, there's not a way to get it back beforehand. And that's why we need to make sure that what is going on is the correct thing, which is following the law, and that it is passing the value for money test, which is not only enshrined in our financial instructions, it is also enshrined in law in the Good Governance Act.